Hello and welcome to Roof Talks, a podcast brought to you by Fortis. I am your host, Michelle Dawn Mooney, and today we have an exciting conversation. We are talking about the IRE post-show as well as some really exciting events happening in the future for Fortis. So I'm thrilled to bring on our guest today. Dave Shupman is the COO for Fortis, and Michael Boyer is the marketing manager for Fortis. Thank you both for being with me today.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having us, Michelle.
I'm really excited to get into this conversation because a lot of fun things are happening and you think, well, fun in business, but it really is because Fortis has been a part of two big roofing trade shows. So let's start off with talking about the International Roofing Expo. What is it about this show that makes it such an important stop for Fortis each year?
Listen, it's the biggest industry show. It used to be the NRCA, National Roofing Contractors Association, and it's really developed into much more than that now, the IRE being the International Roofing Expo. And it is the show to be at if you're a manufacturer, if you're a contractor. You see new things in the marketplace. You get to hear new things about technical. And certainly with this year down in Dallas, getting our numbers back from post-COVID, they set a record this year for attendance. And so, very strong show to be at, the place to be if you're in roofing, and especially since the northern climate quite hasn't started up their seasons yet, being under some snow and rain and some dreary days so far.
Tell me about the involvement with IBEC too, because that's another big show. So collectively, maybe if we can look into diving a little deeper of why, it's so important for Fortis to be seen at all of these types of shows.
Yeah, thank you. It was a very unique year this year because IBEC was in Houston, and it immediately preceded the IRE show, which then was in Dallas. So there was a lot of overlap, made it very easy to attend both. But Fortis wants to identify with the industry. We want to respect the industry. Our work is conducted through the contractors. We work on these roofs that the manufacturers are putting out. We have nothing but favorable things to say about these systems. We really believe in them. We believe the engineering that goes into them, the installation, and that's really the backbone behind why we can offer the roof programs that we do. And so learning more and more about those. But yeah, IBEC was well attended this year. It focuses on the building envelope consultants, and so a little bit different audience than is traditionally at the IRE show. But yes, to be seen and to be able to support both those shows is very important for Fortis.
To Dave's point, there are also shows all over the country, and that aligns a lot with our contractor network, our partners, our customers all over the country. So it's important as well to show that regardless of where you're at location-wise, that Fortis can continue to support you all over the U.S. and obviously beyond.
Let's talk about that support, because what you have at shows, and, Dave, you mentioned that we've seen an increase in all events, I think, but specifically talking about these shows post-COVID, because, everything's shut down. People are eager to get back face to face. So how important is it for you to be able to interact in person with your partners and customers?
Yeah, no question. No substitute for face-to-face interaction. Just getting to see all the nonverbal cues and things like that go into a discussion again, the sidebar conversations, but just being out with everyone again. It was great. The industry is very healthy. It was great to get all the different perspectives on what's going on, from private equity coming in and doing a lot of consolidations to contractor growth on different consolidations that were happening there, new materials. But again, face to face, having that interaction, having them see us. We've been absent from IRE for a couple of years now, so for us getting back there and getting in front of people and seeing our partner contractors face to face was really big for us.
Michael, I want to pose this question to you, being the newbie, so to speak, on the roofing trade circuit. So what was your biggest takeaway with attending and then being able to see the response from potential customers or partners, that Dave really just talked about?
Yeah. To Dave's point, it's a huge show. It's extremely well attended. There's a ton of people there, ton of exhibitors and attendees and things like that. IRE this year was a lot of learning. I'm relatively new to the industry, and being able to kind of soak it all up, learn all the things, see how the roofing community and industry really interacts with each other was neat to see. I think every industry, whether it's hospitality, restaurants, hotels, roofing, so on and so forth, Everybody has the certain ways that they interact with each other and talk and exhibit and things like that. And being able to attend IRE was a great way for me to see all that. Also, over the past couple months, I've met all of these customers and partners and things like that over emails and calls and whatnot. But as Dave said, to be able to actually show up, put a face to the name, shake their hands was really important as we kind of build those relationships out.
Can I ask you this, Dave, a follow up to that? Seeing Michael kind of in this space for the first time, what are your thoughts with, his excitement, because it is all new. It's all bright and new and shiny. It's his first time. So can you lend any thoughts there?
Yeah, I remember a number of years back, I brought a customer to the NRCA show, and the first time walking in, and him not knowing what to expect, and you see this huge trade show floor, and you see this huge convention center full of all these booths and exhibits, and he looks at me, he's like, Dave, it's just roofing. I don't understand, why is all this stuff here? And as you start walking the show floor, and Michael had this same reaction when we walked, and you start realizing, all the different, integral parts of it. There's different systems for different things. There's different solution types, different crews, different geographical areas need different things, and the technology that's starting to come in, and all of the safety devices, and you start realizing it's way more complex than, hey, it's just a roof. And I think Michael got a taste of that being down in Dallas.
So when it comes to specifically the IRE show, Fortis might be looked at as a non-traditional business to take part. So what really were your expectations with your role at the show?
Yeah, Fortis is not certainly a company that fits under the traditional contractor box. We're not a traditional consultant manufacturer. It's not an area that we have a booth in that we're trying to wrangle some people into. We're really there to support our contractor group. We're trying to understand and learn from the industry. The NRCA leaders do a fantastic job every year of putting that show on, bringing in timely topics. Certainly the technical reviews and safety reviews that they do, the overall knowledge that they put out to the industry is fantastic. So for us to really respect that, glean that, learn from that, be able to apply it to our business. And, like we said in our earlier question, just getting out and seeing all these people face to face. We want to be a partner to the industry. What we do is focused in the roofing industry. And, I think what we do really applauds the industry in terms of the manufacturers and the systems and the contractors and the workmanship that they have. And, for us to learn more about it and, put our respects to it and apply it, I think is really what we're there to do.
So big question here. What's on the horizon? Where can people expect to find Fortis next?
We're in Vegas for ICSC. That's also a really, really big show for this industry. So we're excited to be at that. Later in the year, we'll be at Supply Chain Point, and then RE Plus in September, possibly some others, but that's our plan to kind of round out the year. There's also just loads of growing going on here at Fortis. So from our personnel and our solution center and everything else, things are really taking off. And if you listen to our last podcast, then it's our 20th anniversary. So we're extremely excited to be celebrating that this year, and looking forward to the next 20 years for the company.
And of course, we've got the startup of the roofing season. And with that typically comes the spring and summer storm season. So while we are, really focused on reconditioning and extending the lives of roofs, we apply a lot of those same principles to roofs that have had some kind of partial damage with storms that come through, be it wind or hail or high rain loads, that sort of thing. So we'll be busy doing that for sure.
You guys have already been really busy with these shows, and it is going to continue, I think, and definitely going to be an increase of busyness for both of you. So I want to thank both of you for being here today. Dave Shopman, COO at Fortis, and Michael Boyer, Marketing Manager at Fortis. Really appreciate your time and great conversation. A lot of fun, exciting things happening, and excited to see where the future goes with some more shows on the horizon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle.
And I want to thank all of you for tuning in and listening to Roof Talks, a podcast brought to you by Fortis. Of course, you can go to fortis.us.com for more information on roofing and more of the Roof Talks podcast. As we talked about, you definitely want to check out that 20th anniversary episode if you haven't already. Once again, thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Michelle Dawn Mooney, and we hope to see you soon.